bring on our guest. We're as good as we're gonna get. Everybody, put your hands together for the one, the only Bentley Michaels. There he is. He's canceled. He's already canceled. He's been on the show for 5 seconds. He's already been canceled. Okay, so maybe if I try it from this angle. I literally don't know what the problem. Oh, there it is. Okay, all right, we're good. We're figuring it out now. There we go. Bentley's here. There he is, everybody.
It's me.
Bentley, thank you so much for coming back on the show, my friend. It's good to see you. How you been?
I'm good, man. How are you? I think last time we hung out was maybe around and before Christmas, or maybe just right after in January.
I don't know. I have no idea. We were still in the 400s so I know that. I know we were still in the 400s, but I don't know anymore. Time is an illusion for me. Like, I just wake up and I go, and my phone dictates what I have to do that day. So that's where I'm at in life. I don't know about you.
And your future's too bright, which is why you've got those sunshades on.
Well, also, the lighting is bright and it's hurting my eyes, so it does help. But yeah, I do have these shades on because my future is bright as well. I won't take that away from myself. I can't. I won't. Anyways, Bentley, I know we were. You coming on the show and you're another white dude with a podcast, but I figured you should weigh in on what's going on right now with have you heard what's going on with Macy Gray and Bette Midler?
Absolutely not.
Oh gosh. Well, by the way, I thought
it'd be great.
Well, by the way, I thought it was very funny that you called me. Like, he's like, we were texting the other day, and he was like, I love how you've gone all TMZ. And I'm like, I have gone all TMZ. God damn it. But
your hashtags and your fucking, like, I see your clickbait fucking portfolio, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's yo, I gotta say the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial.
Those lenses, idiot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got all the views on those. It did nothing for me, but it did give me thousands of views, and it gave me that dopamine drip that we're all craving these days. No,
yeah.
So
Johnny's just trying to pay his electrical bill.
Yeah, Instagram's really doing a great job in that. That's sucking up all my time trying to make stupid content that pays nothing, but. But you know what? On YouTube, it's doing pretty well. I figured out this hack with YouTube and to get double paid for that is that you can put your own music on the videos, and it's pretty much every time you get to play for more than a few seconds, you get a quarter of a half of a third of a cent. So like, I've been double dipping. You locked the door. I need to get in the room. Yeah, it's because our son was being obnoxious. All right, hold on, Bentley. I'm sorry to do this to you, Fred.
Got it.
I gotta unlock the door. Our son's wild.
You know what? I'll take over. I'll take over as Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something right now about the We Speak English Good podcast. Yeah, we're streaming live and no one cares anymore. We got sons and daughters fighting against each other. We got a man in glasses. It's in the afternoon, and this man is in his glasses, and his son doesn't care anything about him yet. And I gotta tell you right now, his wife, his son, they're plotting against him. The macaroni and cheese isn't gonna cook itself. No. And now the Macho Man throws it back to the man in charge. Yeah. He's got the head on. It's got the flat bill. Does he have the gold sticker on top? Who knows? Does he have the prescription clip-on eyeglasses like you went to Rite Aid? Maybe so. Who knows? Oh, yeah. Coming at you, Macho Man. You can't get nothing more. We speak English good. Get it?
Thank you, Macho Man. I'll take that throwback. So Macy Gray is in trouble. Macy Gray is out here speaking her mind and getting in trouble for it, and so is Bette Midler. I don't know if you're familiar with Bette. She's a real. She's. Thank you, Mighty Mighty. Mighty Mighty enjoyed your Macho Man. And also, Mighty Mighty enjoys your Jean-Claude Van Damme. Mighty Mighty is very appreciative. Okay, so let's jump over here because I thought this was a real keen story here. And we'll bring Bentley back here. So, so Macy Gray is on Piers Morgan, which, by the way, why is Macy Gray on Piers Morgan? I don't know. Like, Piers Morgan is such a tool wad. But are you texting right now, Bentley? Is that what's happening?
I have, certain people that I'm saying, hey, man, watch the stream.
I see. So thank you.
Trying to bring viewers to your little dog and pony show, if you know what I mean.
I do, and I appreciate that. So,
hello, my name is Piers Morgan. Here's your little dog and pony show. I don't know what Piers Morgan sounds like.
Oh, we're gonna find out. But you knew he was British. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, he is. He is British.
Oh, I'm excited then.
Okay, so Macy Gray.
I remember her. She was in the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie.
Macy Gray was?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Like, she was like the singer, and there was like an actual scene where like Spider-Man flew her and she like stopped singing. Like she had a song in the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie in like 2001.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, so Piers Morgan, not Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, Piers Morgan and Tobey Maguire is in hot trouble today.
Piers Morgan is Spider-Man. What are they doing?
They're web slinging, baby. So here's we're gonna watch a little bit of this, and right away, Bentley, you're gonna find out why she's in hot trouble. And if you can't read, I guess
I can't.
Exactly. He's a voiceover actor who can't read scripts, friends. He has to memorize them. Okay, so here we'll check out a little bit of this video here.
Like, we can have a conversation about.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Hold on, let me.
Wow, no wonder they're in trouble. She sounds like the devil. He's so fast.
I was watching it in 1.5 speed.
I never understood that. Like, people that are like, I listen to podcasts at like, double time the speed, and I'm like, dude, I could barely understand podcasts at normal time the speed. Why the fuck are you listening to it at double time the speed?
Because we're busy, Bentley. We're busy people who can comprehend things at a double speed. That's why. That's what
You're not doing anything other than this today.
That's not true. I've been editing video all day.
Okay, well, that's not anything that requires double the speed.
That's true, and I can't listen to anything while I'm editing because I'm fucking.
Also, Tom Hanks's birthday.
Today, the Wonders. Is that from that thing you do?
The seminal film in which Tom Hanks it was his first film that he wrote, directed, and it was the first film by Playtone Records. Yes. And was his birthday 2 days ago, I think, at this point? Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that we cleared that up. Happy birthday.
About Macy Gray and how she hates Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay. All right, we're gonna listen to a little bit of Macy Gray talk shit, everybody. Here we go.
Women, and there would be so many things that.
Hold on, we'll back up.
Like, we could have a conversation about how you feel about women, and there would be so many things that went into that,
I mean, we're in an era now, Macy, where you can't. Most public figures are too terrified to even say what they think a woman is.
I know.
I mean, if I asked you what a woman is, what would you say?
Let's say a human being with boobs. You have to start there.
Yeah, I mean, the dictionary is quite straightforward. It just
And
says
a
a human,
vagina.
adult, female,
Yeah.
right?
No, a lot of people. Yeah, see, that's a little getting confusing. The whole he, she, they. That's getting a little.
And I'm not
rough.
sure why, really. It's a bit like this whole issue of transgenders in sport. Because I support all trans rights to fairness and equality.
Me too.
But not where you have people born to obvious physical superior bodies.
Me too.
Transitioning and then thrashing the women at their sports.
I totally agree. And I will say this, and everybody's going to hate me, but as a woman, just because you go change your parts doesn't make you a woman.
Right.
Sorry.
You feel that?
I know that for a fact. Like, if you want me to call you a her, I will, because that's what you want. But that doesn't make you a woman just because I call you a her and just because you got a surgery.
Because people do feel that there's biological sex and then there's gender identity, that you can identify as whatever you...
Okay, so, I'm not here to agree or disagree with what she's saying because, I love everybody, equality for all, whatever. She got such a blowback. Moving Dutch was so far so good. Well, again, I'm not here to agree or disagree with the woman. I think the biggest thing is that she's been trending on Twitter for days. She's been getting all this hate. What I'm upset about the whole situation is that she just spoke how she felt. And she is under this extreme backlash. And I'm a freedom of speech kind of guy, which, I understand not everyone's going to understand that, especially non-Americans. But I am that person. And I feel like she should say these things without risking her career. I don't know. How you feeling about what she's saying here? Or what are you thinking here?
I mean... Okay.
Hot take, baby. Let's get the white guy with a podcast opinion. Let's go.
I mean, I have nothing more to say than she has already said, and I have nothing less to say. I mean,
well, what do you think about the idea of her not being able to sort of express herself however she wants?
I didn't understand what was happening. Like they asked her a question, and then she kind of went down this rabbit hole of this and that, and all. Like, I lost as a guy who has ADHD. I lost what was happening, and I was like, I forget what we're talking about.
Well, that's why I tried to give you direction on how you feel about this idea of people can't really talk how they feel. They can't really, there's no room for discussion. There's no room for debate. How do you feel? Especially as a stand-up, you're a stand-up comedian, you're a performer, you do a lot of stuff in the arts, and you have people who are being silenced because they have their opinions on something. How does that affect you? How did you feel about that?
It doesn't. Look, funny is fucking funny. Funny is funny. And whether everyone in the room at that time agrees upon what is funny, like there's so many of those videos that are out there where people are like, this guy should be canceled or this person should be canceled and blah, blah, blah. But when you watch the video, everyone in the room is laughing. Now, this has nothing to do what she is talking about because who cares? And she's rambling and I don't think she actually has a formulated opinion at this point. And she's like on a, national talk show or whatever. But as far as jokes go, as long as the joke is funny, it'll work. And maybe not everyone will think it is funny, but it's like, as long as it's not malicious, as long as it's not like attacking somebody, as long as you can like find a point of view and make it I mean, Bill Burr, perfect example. He has so many premises, and he has a new special coming out July 12th on Netflix. Yeah. Like he has so many premises where when he starts them, you just hear people go, ugh. And on his specials, he goes, ugh. And everyone gets quiet, and they're quiet for like a minute or 2 minutes. And then he starts ramping it up, and then he starts doing the stuff, and everyone's like, ah. And by the end of that, it's Ray Liotta and Tommy and Goodfellas going, ah. Yeah. Like, you're like, So it's all about subverting the humor. It's taking something that, I mean, that's just stand up, you know, like, and I hate to explain stand up, but it's like you take the thing that people are like, "Gah," and if you're good, you can take the thing that is good and you can talk about it and make everyone go, and they're like, this guy's hilarious, you know, at the end of the day. And so, you know, I have already forgotten 100% of everything that she talked about, but like the idea of whatever she's talking about, or you could turn it into an abortion joke, you know, going off like, as long as you as a comedian are good at your craft. And that's the biggest thing, is that like new comedians, they're like, oh, I'm going to do what this guy does. I'm going to do what this guy does. Like, or this gal, or whatever it is. Like, I'm going to do it. And like, you see it in music. I'm sure it's like, you see somebody that's been playing for a year and a half, and you're like, oh, this person really loves this artist. It's no different in comedy. So like, they try to approach a subject the exact same way that their hero or their influencer, you know, like the person that they love the most would. But they don't have the skill set to do it because they don't understand like the subtlety of, okay, so here's how we do this. And like they just go, oh, I'm going to be brash here and say this fucked up thing here. And everyone's like, boo, fuck you, get off the stage. They're like, wait, my hero does this. But they don't realize like the 4 or 5 steps that it took to get to that thing that like you would normally say, where it makes the audience feel okay. It lulls them into a false sense of security. So like, I mean, again, I don't even know what she's talking about at this point, and I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. But I do know that like, if you're good at what you do, you can take any subject matter and make it funny. You can, it doesn't matter. And as long as the people that are there with you are willing to listen, and sometimes they aren't, but it doesn't mean it's not funny. You know what I mean? And like, dude, Chappelle talking about Jon Stewart, like that 8.5 minute thing he did with Jon Stewart recently, like at the Kennedy Center honors. Incredible. Chappelle's thing about talking about like all this stuff and about how like he went before, and like it's amazing. And I love the Kennedy Center honor things because one of my favorite Kennedy Center honors things is Gregory Hines honoring Gene Kelly. And Gene Kelly's like up in the thing, and he's got like the necklace and like the medallions around him, and Gene Kelly for 5 minutes just improvises with like a quartet and then goes into a whole orchestra that like drops down behind him. One of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my entire life. Yes, there it is. The top one. There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gregory.
Before we go into that, I just do want to say, because I do think that it does tie into what she was saying, because I feel like as artists, as people who do have sort of a mouthpiece, that if you're not allowed to sort of say what you can say, I don't think that the discussion can go any further. And the same as with comedians, with comedians, like even Bill Burr, who's very great at talking about controversial things. I mean, he said some very misogynistic things in the past, you know, and he's gotten a lot of blowback for that. And I feel like that conversation needs to be open. And of course, people have tried coming after him for it, but I feel like if that conversation isn't allowed to be open, then how do we ever get past these sort of blockades that are put in front of us, where you know, because I do think that comedians and artists sort of draw the line, or they find the line on what is okay and what's not okay. And I feel like if things aren't okay to talk about, then how do we ever sort of get past any of these sort of, these icky feelings and these weird moments? Because there's a lot of people that agree with what Macy Gray says. And there's a lot of people that agree with Bill Burr when he says these misogynistic things, and maybe agree with him for the wrong reasons too. But I think that if we're not able to
agreeing with Bill Burr on the things that he says, they don't understand comedy, because he's never on the actual side of the terrible thing that he is saying.
Right, but he's opening in that conversation and he's allowing it to sort of flow. And if we're trying to shut him down and we're trying to silence him, then how are we ever going to sort of find out a way past these blockades that sort of is halting our progression as a culture right now? I feel like right now we're at a standstill, and that we don't have this room to debate. We don't have room to talk. We can't sort of express ourselves freely, especially as artists. We're artists. That's what we do. We express ourselves freely. And if every time we say something the thing is, not everyone's going to agree. Not everyone's going to agree that Bill Burr is funny. Not everyone's going to agree with what Macy Gray was saying. But we got to have these conversations in order to find out where a place for everyone to sort of stand, because it can't just be this small group of people who are like dictating what everyone is saying, because not everyone's always going to agree. There's never going to be this utopian universe where everyone's going to be on the same page, where everyone's going to be to agree.
It's never been that way.
Ever.
And here's the thing that I think people need to understand, and is that, like, when there's like a trending Twitter topic, out of the however millions, or 5-figure millions or 6-figure millions of people that are on Twitter, it's a 10 to 14% if something is, and so that's like, it's such a small thing, but people be like, well, 14% of Twitter, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, hey, man, there's 350 million people in America, and there's 7.5 billion people in the world. So, like, a couple 100,000 people, or 1.5 million people, or whatever the math is, like, that doesn't mean shit.
like Dave Chappelle said, Twitter's not real.
It isn't.
Right.
And social media isn't fucking real. Like, your algorithm is programmed to see the shit. Like, when I log on to my shit, I see people that tap dance, I see people that draw comics, and I see people that do voices, and I see people that like dress up in cosplay shit, because I follow a certain guy who makes his name is Elfet, and he makes screen accurate movie replica costumes. And because of that, I have a whole subsidiary of like Japanese cosplay and like weird, shit. And like, but I only follow him because he makes like Deadpool, like a screen accurate Deadpool thing that I want to do and I want to buy, so I can like go to like hospitals and like go into like different wards and like dressed up as Deadpool and be like do like charity work and shit like that. But it's just, the suit is expensive.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. And so like, but like the algorithm goes like, but then there's also like, because I love art and comics and like people that draw, like the guy who created Danny Phantom, his name is Butch something or other. Like, I follow him because like he's always drawing stuff. He's always making art. And he's like, so yeah, I mean, the algorithm will show you whatever the fuck, and it will always make you think that it's Chicken Little, man. The algorithm is Chicken Little. It'll always make you think the world is falling. And at the end of the day, if you really fucking think about it, this thing in this one place, do the scenario, do whatever, this thing in this one place is horrendous. Take whatever you want.
Yeah,
now understand how big America is, and how many states and how many countries and how many other people. Like, So you've got this thing that is like, if you took a piece of paper and you took a pencil and then you just dotted it, that's where the crisis is. The rest of the 8x11 piece of paper, totally fine. But the way that it's set up, everyone goes like, the entire world is crumbling. And, you know.
Well, I agree with you, but that small little minority of voices is sort of spilling over into corporate life. You're seeing it all over TV. It's not just Twitter and the 500,000 people who are mad and this certain topic is trending. It's actually spilling over. These small amount of voices are able now to reach big places. And you have real world consequences. You have this thing called ESG, which is it's part of this corporate idea that you have to be environmentally and socially sound and all these things. Meanwhile, these same corporations are buying cotton from enslaved people in China. You have these people who have sweatshops in these Southeast Asia. You have people who in South America are mining these horrible fucking problem minerals and cutting off people's arms and shit, and it's children down there getting crushed and stuff. But yet here they are in America being like, well, it's free equality for all this stuff. I don't see that as progress. I just see it as a diversion for them to be allowed to continue to do the garbage that they're doing, and
also, like,
they're being used.
That's been going on for at least 30 years.
Right, and probably longer than that. I mean,
of course, what I'm saying is, as long as you've been alive, that's been going on.
Yeah.
It's now that there's a sort of, a world wide web in which that everyone can communicate. Everyone's like far more. Fuck, man. Like, I wish you would have warned me about it because I didn't realize we were going to get into real shit.
Sorry. I didn't find you. So we just started talking about stuff and then it just sort of led to you.
But like, again, it's just, I'm not saying there isn't the bigger thing. There isn't the thing. Take whatever issue that you have with the world. I'm not saying there isn't the bigger picture, but also understand that the bigger picture probably isn't like as gnarly as you think it is if it's portrayed in the mainstream media, where it's like this thing and this thing and like they're trying to get clicks, they're trying to get views. There's YouTubers out there that get better numbers than Jimmy Fallon
or CNN.
It doesn't, like, pick any news outlet, pick any, like, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, James Corden, whatever. There are YouTubers out there that every video they release gets the same double, triple. It doesn't matter. And it's the dumbest shit in the entire world. So all I'm saying is that, like, you have to think about the clicks. So again, it's those things that like bring you in, the topic, the headline, what brings you in. It's the diamonds, the blood mines, the things, the this, the that, and like, oh, we have to do this because this guy that over here can eat 24 pizzas got fucking 7 million views. And we haven't even broken 1 million talking about a real story. So how can we bring this in? And their intention may not be malicious. It's just a simple thing of like, if we can bring them in about this thing, whatever this thing is, maybe we can beat out the 24 fucking pizza guy and we can like bring to light the fucking, like, the real issue that like everyone should know about. But at the end of the day, no one gives a fuck about that shit because they're like, who cares? Those people are something like, we all are so like we have gas prices are this and this is fucking this because like we had 2 years of COVID and gas prices were like basically back what they were in 2001, and all the gas companies like lost a whole bunch of fucking money, and so now gas prices went up to fucking $4, $5, $6, $7 a fucking gallon or whatever, so they could recoup the money they lost in the last 2 years when we were all home, stay at home sick and all this sort of fucking shit. And then they're like, but also the guy who has 24 fucking million views on fucking pizzas and shit. And then they're like, and remember the conspiracy about the blood mines, and they're like, and here's the terror, and also here's the newest strain, and here's a, you know, it's always something coming at you. So you go like, oh shit! It's a psychological attack. It's something that like, I mean, I go to therapy. I'm in therapy, and like, it's a barrage of things that hit you and trigger you. I hate that word trigger. I hate it in the entire, but it's something that like hits you and makes you feel a certain way because you're like, oh, I was once in band. What, they're going to cut music program? I mean, I was just in a play. I was in Matilda the musical, and the guy that ran the theater since 2015, because he disagreed with the city council, where they had been promising him for multiple years, they were going to give him $35,000 like extra funding or whatever the number was, extra funding to do another full-time employee at the theater for a couple of years, like we can't do during COVID, but like once you were able to produce. So our show, Matilda, sold out the entire run, every single show, bada bing, bada boom, bada da 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 da. We get a plaque on the wall, and the city council goes, that's cool. Your next couple of shows, they've been selling out, this show selling, blah, blah. They're like, cool. Remember when we said we were going to give you 30? Not only are we not going to give you that, we're also going to cut that from the budget. So you went from like over 100,000 to like 70 something, and he was like, what the fuck, man? And he got fucking fired for talking about it. And like all of his people that were in the play came to like the town hall, talked about it, you know, blah, blah, blah. The Majestic is fucking awesome. This rips, you know, all, you know, whatever it was. And they're like, okay, yeah, you're fucking fired.
Wow.
And not only is he fired, but they cut the budget, so it's under 100 because it's like run by the state and the government. It's technically a government subsidized place.
Communism.
I mean, I won't say that, but I'm just saying it was fucked because I had such a great time doing that play. And like, I think that's like the biggest thing that I've done since like I can't remember. I think we talked before. Did we talk? We talked before the year started. Yeah. We talked, or did we talk last talk when the year just started?
I don't know. The fuck?
Okay. Well, your future's too bright. Like, look at your sunglasses.
Yeah, well, exactly. I'm only looking forward, son.
But like, yeah. And so, you know, it was a weird thing like that just happened within the last couple of days. And I was like, and that guy loved that theater. He produced so much stuff. He sold out shows. He's amazing. And like, if you look up like Majestic Theater, Corvallis, Oregon, you'll find an article about how the director was fired. And it's because he was like, hey man, this isn't okay.
Jimbo Ivy?
Yep, that's it.
Yo, Reina wanted to know if you played Trunchbull.
I did. I played Trunchbull.
Trunchbull. And then Reina, what did you play? You played the librarian? Because she
played Miss Honey, right?
Yeah, I think so. No, Miss Honey was the teacher, right?
Oh no, she played the librarian that like heard all the Matilda stories.
I think so. I don't know. Maybe she'll tell us. So this guy got fired. Look, there's something that recently happened too, up in a very popular theater up in the only black character. Yeah, Reina was the only black character. But this
Well, our librarian, she was a Latina.
Latinx, you fucking bigot.
Okay, and or just be normal and cool, and but because she had no problem with me calling her that, and so but she was from Florida, and she was like here. She was doing like a scholarship thing, and then she's going back to Florida. But like, yeah, her name was Daniela, I believe, and she was great. The librarian that listened to all of Matilda stories, and I believe, but that dude in the purple shirt and the beard, he got fucking fired because he was like, "Hey, man, you promised us this for like the last couple of years, and blah blah blah," and
the termination was announced on Facebook. Jesus. In a long look at how he believes things are being seen through the eyes of the ever-rotating staff of the venue. According to Ivy, he was let go because the department director ordered me not to share any additional information with the community about the Majestic Theater's budget or the efforts of the Majestic ambassadors to ask our city council to support sustainable, equitable operations at the Majestic, Ivy said. I was advised that the efforts of the ambassadors to ask the city council for more than a single full-time employee to support Majestic operations was incompatible with the city manager's vision and to not share the information about it with our community. Ivy went on to say that he was unable to ethically follow that directive. He added that it was the final chapter in a long saga of marginalization of the Majestic Theater by the city, despite it being a fixture in our artistic community and dollar for dollar the most financially effective Parks and Recreation unit.
Yeah, dude, like, I mean, that place holds 300 people, and we sold out 15 shows or something like that at $25 a ticket or something like that. So like, I mean, we have a plaque on the wall. Like, we're getting a plaque on the wall. Like, and so it's not crazy. I sent you a picture. You used it for like our poster or whatever, but if people want to see it, just like the actual picture, I texted it to you of me as Trunchbull. But like, it's nuts. Like, and that just happened within the last couple of days, I think within the last week, and it's insane. Like, it's such a terrible thing because like I hadn't done community theater in forever. Like, the last time I did it was like in 2003, and I was just like this little bit part that was like in one scene, and I hadn't done a musical since I was in high school. And so like he was the guy in charge of sound. He was like, we had 35 different people with mic packs.
Damn.
And he had it all figured out on like over the course of like 3 iPads. And like, like him and his assistant. It was incredible. And he was so kind to me. He was just like, "Hey, man, you're doing a great job, and you're doing this, and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." Like, because I was nervous. Like, even though she's like, the show's like over 2 hours. That's like probably 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm only on stage for maybe 30 minutes of it, but like I feel like a bigger part because of like I'm the villain. But he was always so encouraging. He's like, you're doing great. You're singing your songs great, blah, blah, blah. And like, I would interact with the kids and like, because like I'm in the show, I'm supposed to like torture the kids and like screw with them. But he was just like, you're great with the kids. It's great to see you. And I was like, well, it helps when the adult has the same, mental fortitude as the child. Like we're both playing in the same fucking ballpark about like farts and poop and like, whatever, like being stupid. And but I was just like, thank you so much. But he's like, no, you were great. And like, yeah, it sucks because like I wouldn't have driven 40 minutes from my house 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, especially with gas prices the way that they are. Like I wouldn't have driven 40 minutes if it wasn't for that family and the thing that he helped cultivate. And so like, that's like a local version. I forget how we got on this topic.
Well, I was talking about artists expressing themselves freely without having backlash.
Yeah, and it's such an important thing, like that he like helped cultivate at that place. Oh yeah, there's me as Trunch Bowl. There I am. And now, did I steal those shoes? Yeah.
He got his. Bentley got his. Bentley got his, y'all.
Did I steal the kilt? You know I did. But ow. But yeah, like that's such an important thing locally. Like again, that's 40 minutes away. Most of the people that were in that show was a community that I didn't know. And they had auditioned for a couple other plays. Like they're doing Elf, the Will Ferrell movie Elf. They're doing Elf the musical that comes out in November. And like half of the kids from this show are in Elf. And I'm going to go watch it. And I was just like, oh, wow. I was the outsider because I was from 45 minutes north. You know what I mean? But it is important. Like it's always the fucking arts programs, man. It's always the arts programs. Like everything gets cut. It's always like arts, art, theater, drama, video production, whatever. And they're like, and for what? For sports teams and fucking, whatever.
Potholes. Fucking potholes.
And they don't even fix those.
No.
There's so many potholes.
It seems
my
like
dog and I walk over on both sides of the intersection every night. We go over one and then we come back around the other side. Potholes.
Yes, Morby, this is...
we were going to be so serious for the first fucking hour.
This is Jean-Claude Van Damme, Morby. This is Jean-Claude right here.
Oh, yeah.
Lay it on his monkey. Dance. I'm sorry, Bentley. But Morby wants some JVC or JVD or JCV.
JCVD?
Jesus. God.
Put the cocaine under the sunglasses there, bud.
Right into my eye, bruh. Right into my eye. What's up, Morby? Welcome in.
Is that the person that I did the voice for? Because I know I did a couple voices for you recently.
Yeah, you did Mighty Mighty, which I'll show you what I did, actually. Here, we'll come back. I'll show you what that is. I can't believe I missed the beginning. No, don't worry, Morby. You're good. Let's see. So it's go. Here's Jean-Claude. This is your Jean-Claude.
Hello, Mighty Mighty. This is Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I want to give you a huge thank you. A big ol' splits and the as a thank you for all that you do for this channel.
That was the which when I wrote him the message, I was like, whatever I wrote was garbage. Will you like make it better? And he did. He made it much better because whatever I wrote was really stupid. And then
I kind of stuck close to what you wrote, but like I just reinterpreted it.
Yeah, you just made it make more sense, I think. And then here's the other thing I did. This was for Moving Dutchman, who's a
Hello, Moving Dutchman. This is Gandalf. Thank you for all that you do for this channel, and always remember, a Moving Dutchman is never late, nor early, but arrives precisely when he means to.
So there's those things. Yeah. Morby has a question for you. As a voiceover actor, do you still cringe at hearing your recorded voice sometimes?
Nope.
Nope.
I have, gosh, like when I really started doing this, it was at home. It was around 2009, and like one of the first big gigs that I got within like a couple of months of me setting it up in my home in Oregon, I got an audiobook series, and there was 3 of them, and they were all about 18 to 19 hours, and they were like basically like 200,000 words. And so like that's comparable to some of the Harry Potter books. Like, so every day I would set up and record for about 90 minutes, and that would be one chapter, because at that time I didn't know I was dyslexic, like back in about 2009 2010. I didn't know I was dyslexic. I just was like, man, reading out loud is way harder than it is like reading in my brain. And so I would be in the closet, like I adopted my kids' closet. Like I would take out all of their clothes. It was, all of the clothes, and then they had a couple of shelves with like blankets and shit, and I would leave that in, and I had put foam on the inside of the door, and then foam on the inside like this on the inside, and I would just shut it, and all of their clothes would be on the ground, and I would record, for like 90 minutes to 2 hours, and that was one chapter. And once I got done editing it, it was always under 60 minutes. It was within 45 to 55 minutes every single time. And then I recorded for 90 minutes because I would constantly screw up, because I was like, God, it's so weird. Like I'm doing all these characters, I'm doing emotions, I'm doing voice, whatever it was. And then I would have to edit it down. And then, so from 2010, for easy math, 2010 to 2022, that's 12 years. I've done over 10,000 voiceovers since then, and I've edited every single one of them. So you kind of learn to go, this is this guy talking on the computer, and you just edit, and you're like, this guy fucking sucks right here, fucking sucked, this was bullshit. And then you like go back in, and then you go, okay, this was bullshit. And then you go, here we go, and now we're going to talk about X, Y, and Z, and blah 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 and blah blah blah. Okay, that was better. Like you just sort of like, it's a weird psychosis. Like you learn how to edit yourself if you're working from home like I am. Like I know that like the guy talking isn't me. Like I don't talk like this on voiceovers. Like this is very, like after this I have to do some stuff for Tim Hortons, which is the
Timmy
Canadian
Ho.
Dunkin' Donuts. And so like I'm doing their training video stuff. So it's like, and now we go to the panini press. Here we go boom and da 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 blah 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 blah. And that's how we make a blah da 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 da. I would never talk like that in a million years, but I like that guy talks like that, and that guy pays my bills. And so like you sort of learn to disassociate like the voice or whatever, like after hearing yourself for hundreds and thousands of hours, you kind of go like, and also you start to go like, fuck, do I really say this word like this? Like, am I that asshole? Like I say what, it doesn't matter what word it is. There's been so many words where I go, fuck, I say that word. Like if it's like predominant in the script, it could be the word predominant. And this predominantly, and the predominant factor. Also,
predominantly, predominantly. Hey, predominant, and also the predominant. And then you start going like predominant. Fucking fuck predominant. Like, what a shitty fucking word. Like, and you're like, why do I say predominant so weird? And no, but yeah, I mean, you learn to disassociate, where at least, I don't know, maybe that makes me a fucking psychopath, but like,
no, well, Reina was saying,
like, when you edit yourself, if you're editing yourself and you're doing this every single day, and you record at least 3 things, which I do every single day, 7 days a week for like the last decade, you kind of learn to go, the jackass on the fucking earphones, he fucked up and he said this fucking bullshit wrong. And like, and you just kind of learn, especially depending on like what directives are given to you as a voiceover actor. Like if it's like cool, calm, and smooth, you know, like here, like I've got a book right here. Like, so like, I don't know, here's like the little opening part of this fucking thing. So like, we'll do a little exercise right here. Cool, calm, and smooth. Her name was Autumn, and like the season, that had invested her with both the name and temperament. Her appearance heralded the onset of a fall. Cool, calm, and smooth. Now, dynamic, aggressive, sexy. Her name was Autumn, and like the season, that had invested her with both name and temperament. Her appearance heralded the onset of a fall. And so like I mean, you do that by yourself in this weird little closet with headphones and this microphone enough times, you kind of learn to go, you understand that like your voice is a product. And so like, you know how to edit the product to get people the thing that they want. So then they give you money and then you pay your bills.
yeah, you know, like Reina's done some voiceover work and some acting voice, and she was saying that
Got a great voice.
yeah, she has a wonderful voice. She likes to say that you reconcile the voice that you hear and the voice everyone else hears. And
yeah. Oh, that's great. Wow, man, I could have saved 20 minutes if you just said that shit.
well, I tried to, but you mowed right over me trying to say it.
Oh, you're wearing your sunglasses. Who knows what you're doing? You fucking TMZ motherfucker.
Can you, Morby wants to know if you can share any more about the donut and panini making secrets.
I cannot, because I probably actually shouldn't have told you that I was doing that, because I don't think I was technically allowed to.
No, he's already breaking NDAs, folks. He's already doing it. He's already doing it. You know, like,
hey, get a job at Tim Hortons in Canada, and you'll hear my voice.
There you go, Morby. Well, we have a Timmy Hose here in Ohio. We have one. We're not afraid.
Well, get a job, and if like you watch any of the training videos, it's probably me.
Well, there you go. I'm gonna go get a job just so I can hear Bentley's voice.
Oh my god, I hope you do.
I'm not. Fuck Timmy Hose. Their donuts fucking suck. I said it. I don't care if there is a Canadian in here who loves it.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Timmy Hose, Bentley works there. What's the? So I had a question. We had another question for Morby, but I also had a question because it's always interesting to me how, like you were saying, you done like these huge fucking novels and you have different characters. How do you stay consistent in those voices? Because you know sometimes voices tend to drift or I don't know. How do you sort of maintain control over, like, once you develop a character, how do you come back to that character, especially recording something over, you know, a month or so? You have to stop and come back, and, you know, maybe the character is out of the picture for a few chapters. And so how do you stay consistent?
Well, I never record more than a chapter a day. And so it's always like most chapters are around 20 to 25 pages. You know, I mean, like, unless it's a crazy, but like, in like the Harry Potter world, or like at least the books that I've experienced, they're around 20 to 25 pages. That's going to take you about an hour to record. More if you're fucking up a lot because you're dyslexic like me. And when it edits down with like decent tempo, depending on what the tempo it is that they want for the story and the chapter specifically, it's going to be about 45 to 50 minutes, maybe depending. Maybe it could be 35 or so. Like, you know, there's some of the longest Harry Potter chapters, like in all of those books, are like 35, 40 minutes. And Jim Dale has like a good speed on him. But it also just depends on the word count, obviously. As far as multiple characters, you really have to go through. That's the biggest thing, especially like if it's like a bigger book with that series that I was talking about, the very first audiobook I tried tackling had so many characters, and I narrated the first 3 chapters, you know, which took me, you know, days, and editing them. And I was saying the main character's name wrong because the way it's written was one way, and the way that the author wanted me to say it, because he's from fucking Australia, it was different. And I was like, dude, like, pronunciation guy. And so I was like, yo, all your character names, send me a pronunciation guide so I know exact places. Like, and like I wouldn't record chapters sometimes. Like I was like, I don't know this place, this city, this name, this thing. Like, if it wasn't included, I wouldn't do it, because like most of the time in books, like, you never really realize this. Those things are mentioned a lot, especially if it's a chapter about that thing. So that city, that character name, that fucking thing is mentioned a lot over 25 to 40 minutes or whatever. And you're saying it a lot, and that's a lot of corrections. So you're like, hey man, just like the easiest, I do like a lot of scripts for like e-learning scripts and like business scripts for companies in China. And the way that the companies there write their scripts, there's a lot of the cities, the names of people involved, and the companies, and the square footage. So there's a lot of Chinese in the first 2 pages. So they'll send me a 15-page script, and in the first 2 pages, there's 25 to 40 individual names, business name, and so like I get these zip files with these little 4-second MP3s of a person, you know, saying them to me in Chinese. And so it'll be like, Quan Zhong. And I'm just like, and I sit there and I'm like, oh boy. You know, because like I'm telling like, now here in the blah 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 and da da da, and then like I get to the Chinese word, and I'm like, Shang Xiao. And like, and here's the thing is that like, as me, I'm like, I don't want to say it like that because I feel like I'm being racist. And so I'd be like, Shang Xiao or whatever, you know, like this isn't real Chinese, but I'd be like, so like here in the Shangqiao province of the blah 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 river and the Xingqiao and the what, you know, whatever it was. And they'd be like, you're not saying it right. Listen to the pronunciation. So I go back and they're like, Shangqiao. And so I'd be like, all right. So here we are on the riverbed of the Shangqiao River, and we're doing the Guangdong, and they'd be like, perfect. And I was like,
man. Like, like, if those aren't real, like, it's like Guangdong. That's the one that it's like, but it's spelled like Quangdong, Guangdong. But it's like Guangdong. And like, and I hear and it's the person that sends it to me. It's not a guy, it's a gal. So her voice is even higher. Like, it's a higher pitch. So it's like Guangdong. And I'm just like, and like, I listen to it, I'm like, oh man. All right. So like, I have to translate it. So, and I've gotten back there, like, your voice goes up here, and I'm like, I'm just trying to copy the MP3 that like you sent me of this gal saying like whatever, Xing Xiao, and so like, and I will be talking, I'll just be like, and then along the beautiful river of Xing Xiao, and like, and so it's like, I try to do it like the MP3, and then sometimes I get nothing back, and they're just like, here's your money. And then sometimes they're like, this doesn't sound right. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh man, I really tried to copy the MP3. They're like, your voice goes higher here. And I was like, I'm just trying to copy the MP3, but it's also like, a gal that's doing it, right, rather than like a dude. So it's like, with my voice, like, it's 2 octaves higher. So I'm going like, the province of blah, 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 with 14,000 square meters, and the ISOP 9001 in the Guangdong. And it's like, it's something like so crazy like that, where I'm like, I'm always kind of like, I hope it works out, but I get these zip files of like, it'll be like 15, 20, 40 like individual phrases, because the way that they do their scripts is like, it's this weird thing of like, the first 2 pages is basically like a resume of like, here's the cities, here's the people involved, here's all the stuff, and then the middle thing is just like, here's everything that we're doing, and then the last page is like, here's the cities, here's the people involved. And they always want like an epic thing at the beginning. Like, I get these things where it's like highlighted in blue, and then it's normal script, and then it's like, it has to start like, in China, along the Shangxi River, the Guangdong province of blah blah blah, da 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 da, and then it's like, today, the ISO province of blah blah blah, and like, then I have to go back into this, and then it's like 10 pages, 12 pages of that, and then it's like 1 page of like, and now you understand why China is going to take over America with our industrial revolution in the Guangdong province. Yeah, it's always something so crazy. And like, for sure, I was like, man, I don't know if I should say it like this. Like, even though like that's the MP3, I was like, I don't want to say it like this. And they're like, hey man, you're not saying it right. And I was like, okay, Guangdong. And they're like, and they were just, and they were like, great, you did, like whatever it is, like I was just like, I'm just going to copy the MP3 that they sent me. The temper, like the timber, like not the temper, the timber, and like whatever they do, like whatever it is, I'm going to copy that, and they send it to me, so I'm not racist. but when I hear it, because it is a weird thing. It's like, it's almost like Wayne's World or something like that, like where you're just like da 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 and da da. And you're like, I say like the word or the city or the names or whatever, and I'm just like, I hear my voice change. I hear it change, and I'm like, dude, like,
so part
if
of
no one had any context for this, they'd be like, who the fuck is this asshole making fun of like Asian people or whatever? You know what I mean?
Right. So part of staying consistent is that they send you pronunciation files and like,
I always ask for that, no matter what language. Like, I work with people in China, Japan, Korea, all over the place, or even like people in Australia. Like, sometimes they just have words that are spelled different, but it's like the same thing. And so like, I always go like, hey man, these are the words that stick out to me. Can you send me an audio pronunciation guide for these words, so I get them right? Mainly because I don't want to do it twice. Like, I don't want to say it wrong. And if they don't respond within 24 hours of me sending that email, I go, all right, I'm just going to read your script how I think it should be.
And this is how
Based off of whatever.
Yeah, we're going to Guangdong. Don't worry, Morby. We're all going.
And then I'm going to charge you extra because you didn't ask me, like you didn't follow protocol with me. You didn't follow protobot.
So what's your favorite gig so far? Morby wants to know.
My favorite gig? It's got to be Frank.
Oh yeah, Frank. We got a video. Maybe we should show the little 30-second clip because
the Doja Cat clip. Yeah, Doja Cat is joining the video game that I'm in, and she's played it online. There's like you can if you look up Doja Cat House Party, like there's
I already
like
got set up, son.
17-18 minute like playthrough where she's like with another female, like a streamer or something like that, and and so she requested, she's like, I want to fight Frank, like, because my character, like, you can't beat Frank. He's God mode, like he's the
Bon.
And so like you can't beat him.
You can't beat Frank.
There's a couple of ways, but in general, you can't beat Frank. And so she's like, I want to have beef with Frank. I want to beat the crap out of him. And so in this trailer, Doja Cat, she slaps the crap out of Frank. And I do the voiceover for this and all that sort of stuff. So
here, let's watch this. Oh Jesus. Sorry guys, if you have headphones in, my bad. There she is.
Oh yeah.
How's it going, dudes? Doja Cat, House Party, Fall 2022. Oh, you're gonna want to check it out, dude. Take it from old Frankie here. Wish listed on Steam. I tell you one thing, if I see any alcohol in this expansion pack, you're gonna...
So wait, there's oh Jesus. So there's like a longer video where Doja's in it doing something.
Well, I mean it's her and this other like streamer gal, I think, on YouTube. It's like a 17 or 18 minute video where like they play through it. Yeah, that's it, the top one. Like they play through it.
Doja Cat, do you want to come to?
Yeah, and so like they play through it, and they're like it becomes this thing of she's like, oh man, Frank, oh I'm gonna get him, and I just know that like, I know through because we did a house party AMA about a month and a half ago with like the creators and all that sort of stuff, like on their YouTube channel. Eat Games is what it is, EEK Games, and we did this stream where I showed up. A bunch of the voice people were there and all that sort of stuff, but when I showed up, we started talking about the Doja thing, and they said she specifically requested, because you're her favorite character, she specifically requested to have beef with you in the storyline. And I know that she has recorded her voiceover lines at this point. I don't know what they are, but I know that she's recorded them, and I haven't gotten my lines yet to deal with her storyline.
That's tight.
I'm trying to campaign. I'm trying to get a thing where like her and I, like, we get in the same room together, me and Doja, and like we record some Frank and Doja lines like together, because here's the deal. Like, I think it was like 6 or 7 months ago or something like that. Like, they're like, so one of the guys like it was on Instagram, his name's Alex. He runs all the social media stuff. He's like, hey man, so I'll tell you who the female, like the exclusive female player thing that, it's going to be Doja Cat. And my response back to him was like, what's a Doja Cat? Is that like an NFT or something?
It's raunchy 3D dating simulator. Is that what it is?
I mean, Doja Cat, like the singer or whatever, but like, the singer rapper or whatever. But
I know who Doja Cat is.
Yeah, but I was just like, is that like an NFT or something? He goes, no, she's a popular singer, and
She's
I was
very
like,
popular.
I've never heard of her. And this was around January, and so like I went on Instagram and I looked her up, and I was like, oh, she's on the sideline at the Super Bowl. She's got 24 million followers on Instagram. I was like, oh, that's a Doja Cat.
Why is Doja Cat in trouble? Let's watch this video.
Doja Cat, do you want to come to a house party with me?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
This looks pretty damn good.
I know, right? So here we are. Should we talk to her?
I love that she's just dancing alone.
Nice to meet you, Stephanie.
OMG, I love this song.
Wait, you're not drunk, are you?
He doesn't like when we drink.
I'm straight edge. I can't stand those who get drunk at parties.
He doesn't look straight edge. I'm excited.
You're excited? Whose storyline is interesting you right now?
Still Frank, to be honest. I feel like he's the big mystery and I want to crack him.
I think this guy's gonna... I'm scared of him. I think we killed him. Okay, I think we killed Patrick. Let's get out of here.
Oh no, Patrick's caked up on the ground.
Do you think this is a good spot to wrap up?
No, I'm not done yet. Go over to Frank.
Yeah.
Punch him in the face.
Okay. Okay, let's do it.
Call it a day. Wait, save the game.
Oh, too late.
Who cares?
Too late. I forgot to save the game. No! Doja Cat, do you want to come?
So there's a little bit of, oh yeah, I saw that. She was hitting on the 17-year-old, but then homeboy Noah, I think, put it online, right? He put the conversation online and she was pissed. Doja Cat, Stranger Things, DMs. Let's go through this. Doja Cat thinks Stranger Things Noah Schnapp is socially unaware and whack. Oh, damn. Doja Cat recent attempts to be subtle DMs slide and sabotage when Stranger Things Noah Schnapp, which I think he's the one who plays Will, posted her private message on TikTok. The singer messaged Schnapp on Instagram and asked the co-star Joseph Quinn, who plays Eddie Munson on the season of the show, and his relationship says, Noah, can you tell Joseph to hit me up? She wrote before adding, wait, no. Does he have a girlfriend? The actor replied, LMAO, slide into his DMs. But Doja said that she couldn't find any Quinn's social media accounts, prompting Schnapp to send her a link to an Instagram profile. This also isn't the first time the pop star has expressed her interest in Stranger Things' latest star. She also stated bluntly on Twitter on May 30th, Joseph Quinn is fine as shit. Do they have the actual tweets? But while Doja may not have a problem expressing her interest in Quinn, she did take issue with her message being shared with Schnapp's 30 million TikTok followers after he posted a screenshot of their conversation in a since-deleted video. In an Instagram live on Thursday night, Doja said, I think that, to be fair, first, let's try to be chill about it. Like, Noah is a kid, but I don't even know how old he is. But, like, there's no way he's over 21. When you're that young, you make mistakes, you do dumb shit. I'm trying to be super fair. You're supposed to do stuff like that so that you know not to do it in the future. I did my share of fuck-ups, and I don't fuck up, so I don't fuck up again. However, she went on to brand the move as unbelievably socially unaware and whack. Explaining that she felt violated to their private conversation exposed that way. She added that's like borderline snake shit. Oh damn, that's like weasel shit. I'm not saying that encapsulates his entire personality. I wouldn't imagine he is. Maybe he is like a whole snake, but I didn't see him that way.
About the thing where with the Stranger Things actor were.
Yeah. So Doja Cat was trying to get up on Eddie Munson. Are you up on Stranger Things? Do you watch Stranger Things?
Never watched Stranger Things except for the first episode. Similar with Game of Thrones.
I fucking can't believe you. You're such a disappointment.
Okay, well, that's what I feel about you fucking turning into TMZ with like 90s Puff Daddy vibe that you fucking have going on.
Can't stop, won't stop, baby. But she didn't slide in his DM. She was trying to get the reach out. You better slow down there. She's extremely thirsty. Poor girl. It's her famous girl crush. Okay, Joseph Quinn is 28.
I hope dude, slide into my DMs.
Right.
I'll hang out with you all day long.
Doja's fine. What's up?
Have you heard her song on the Elvis Presley soundtrack? It's called Vegas.
No. Is it good?
It's fucking rad. It's a 12-bar blues in like an ATL trap sort of thing, and it's got like this sort of it reminds me of like, remember when Jamie Foxx and Kanye did the like for the Ray Charles like
yeah.
Like it's that sort of vibe where like they take like the idea of like you ain't nothing but a hound dog. Dude, look that it's called Vegas Doja Cat. It's got like this great like this great fucking woman singing this fucking dirty bluesy hook, and it's an ATL 12-bar blues. It's fucking rad.
It's a good one.
So fucking good.
Doja is dope. But we can't listen to that because that's not.
Oh, okay.
But just only because of copyright infringement. But you know, yeah, look it up. You ain't nothing but a hound dog play. So that's pretty cool, man. That you're at least gonna be in a game with Doja Cat, and even if you guys don't like, you know, shack up in a room and you know,
we're gonna meet, and I'm gonna FaceTime you.
I'm with Doja Cat, bitch. TMZ this.
I'm gonna be like, hey man, I've never watched Stranger Things, but me, Frankie, it's me. How's it going, dude? I'm with Doja Cat.
What inspired Frank's voice? Where did you get
I just did it.
But I know, but when you first did this, because you've been doing this game for a while now, for a few years.
2016. Yeah,
it's been a while. And
I've been talking with ECU for like 6 years or more.
She's not gonna see this, Morby. She's not that cool.
Oh, she's gonna see it. And Doja, let's hang out.
Holla at your boy. Let's make a clip. You better calm down, Morby. But like, how did you come up with his voice? Like, what was like, you know, what? I mean, because he's straight edge, and so like he sounds like he's drunk. You make him sound like he's kind of drunk.
Oh, interesting. I've never really thought of it that way. I like here's how this is the voice this is how I came up with him. Is that like I was told he's an East Coast tough guy. And so he's like, you know, so in my head I was like, okay, so he's sort of got like that dead tongue, like that mafia kind of like, you know, like, hey, fucking, how you doing? Like, you know, that you know, that dead tongue sort of fucking thing.
Yeah.
But in the script that I got, I noticed he says dude a lot. And so I was like, I've never seen Breaking Bad. I've seen the pilot episode, but I know that Aaron Paul in Breaking Bad says dude a lot. And so, and I know Aaron Paul has like sort of like so I was like, I was doing this sort of fucking mafia, like East Coast, like doesn't really matter. Like, you know, it could be Boston, it could be fucking New York, it could be fucking Jersey. You know, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's just sort of an amalgamation of like all East Coast shit and with the dead tongue. And then I was like, but he says dude a lot. So, and then that Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad thing where he's got a rough voice. So, and his catchphrase is, how's it going, dude? So I was like, okay, so he's here and he's like this sort of thing where then it's like, it's this rough thing. It's like, so it goes, how's it going, dude? Staying away from the alcohol. And I was like, oh, there's the voice. That's what it is. It's just, how's it going, dude? No. Oh, yeah, dude. How you doing? Okay, no, that's great. No, you having a great time? I'm going to beat the fuck out of you if you take any of this fucking alcohol, I swear to God. You know, and yeah, he has fucking crazy, like, I just recorded 2 days ago. I just recorded some crazy fucking lines for him. And I went into, I always record like one or two as written. And then I record like, depending on what the line is, if I can think of something, I'll record one like where I go, oh, here's some fucking crazy shit. And so I did one with like a Deadpool thing in it. So I was just like sitting there going like, how's it going, dude? You know, I was sitting here talking and I was like, and then I just switch over and I was like, oh, hello, friendly neighborhood Deadpool here. I know
you're thinking, what the fuck is a guy in a red suit who's a Canadian doing in this video game? Well, he's about to do, and so like I switched into and then I got a message from like the guy who edits like all the audio. He goes, that Deadpool clip is going into the game. I was like, fuck yeah, it is.
JoJo has fun.
Do one more.
I've never seen this.
Let's do one more real quick and then we're done.
Okay. Jeffrey?
I would suggest the YouTube channel because I know they will give the rights to this because they're my pals. They're called Snack Break Club.
Snack Break Club.
Snack Break Club, and I'm on their playthroughs with me, like their playthroughs of House Party. But I know that they will 100% give permission to this because they're my pals.
All right. Talk to Tom. I've had enough.
I don't care about YouTube channels. Mostly when it's like when it's like if I have to play people's music or something, that's when it all.
I'm just saying. I was just trying to promote my friends.
Well, don't promote them.
Well, how dare you?
Okay. What's the name of them? Because we didn't get no Frankie here.
Snack Break Club. There they are. And then you gotta go through the videos in the little lower left-hand corner. You gotta go down a while, and then you'll see like my little weird avatar with my green business. And like Frank is here. I think it's their biggest video with like 700 something.
I
views.
see you here.
Yeah, and so yeah, like fast forward into it a little bit, but
it's still.
So he'd be like, yeah, what's up, Doc? Ain't I a stinker? And then they'd be like, cut, and he'd go,
you're talking.
And spit in the bucket. What's funny, when I first started voiceover in Los Angeles back in 2008,
this is a good story.
My aunt, Diana, I was telling her about it, and she was like, oh, your cousin by marriage does voiceover. And I was like, oh, what does he do? And she's like, oh, he's the voice of Donald Duck. Oh, wow. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And she was like, yeah. Like, she's like, I'll email Tony and see if he'll talk to you. And I drove around. His name is Tony Anselmo. And I drove around with Tony in his car, and we talked about voiceover. And he did the voice for me. He told me like how he got the gig because he was he was like the lead animator for Donald Duck. So him and the original voice actor, he would have him in his office all the time, and like he would like watch him do the voice and like so he could get like physical poses and stuff. He started teaching him how to do the voice when he was getting sick and stuff like that. And his first big gig, his first gig of doing Donald. Or as Walt called him, the Duck. His first gig doing Donald was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit with the Daffy and Donald scene where they're playing pianos.
Right, the dueling pianos.
Oh, that was a great movie.
That was a controversial scene.
Yeah, they did the they had like two microphones set up. Tony was there, and they were like, we're waiting on Mel Blanc, who was the voice of all the original Looney Tunes. And so he shows up, and Mel's being wheeled in a wheelchair because he was very sick, and he had an oxygen mask in one hand and a lit cigarette in the other, which is not good if you know anything about that situation.
Yeah.
It would have blown up.
Yeah.
But he's like smoking, and they would take oxygen. He's smoking, and they wheel him. He's like, "So you're the new guy playing Donald?" He's like, "Yes, sir, Mister. Yes, sir, I am." And they're like, "All right, we're ready whenever you are." And Mel Blanc stood up out of the chair. He told me they did the scene like, I think it was less than 3 times. I can't remember exactly, but it was like, it's either 1 time or like 3 times. And they did the scene, and then he just sat back down in his wheelchair, and he was basically like, "You're good, kid. I'll see you later." And then they wheeled him out. He was there less than 15 minutes, basically, or something like that. And that was the only time that he met Mel Blanc, and then Mel Blanc died very shortly after that, I believe. Wow. But like, yeah, he told me that story, and I was just like, "Holy shit, that's fucking incredible!" And
that's fucked up. How you gonna be all fucking sick and shit and just be smoking and? But hey,
mean, that's how it was. I mean, like those cats grew up that like, cigarettes were fine. Like, the old Camel cigarette ads were like, Camel cigarettes. We're sending over 200,000 packs a year to the fight to our boys in blue fighting the Nazis. Oh, those Camel cigarettes. They really tickle your T-zone. That's throat and tongue, people. Oh, Camel cigarettes. The thing that doctors approve of just to make you healthier. It was all that kind of shit. And so like people just constantly fucking smoked. I mean, like Mad Men, like I know we watch Mad Men and we're kind of like, what the fuck, man? They smoke and drink a lot. And they're like, it's how it was actually.
Yeah.
Like, just like people just fucking smoked and shit like that.
Yeah, and grabbed ass and was like, and went with it.
Mikey, we're playing so much grab ass. I'm gonna grab you a little bottom right now. In Ohio, you still haven't gone to the Christmas Story house, and I'm pissed. And I'm gonna grab you a little bottom.
No, well, there it is, everybody. I rarely go to Cleveland. It's not a great place. It's well, look, next time you're in town, maybe we'll make the effort. But
I sent you some other stuff too, didn't I? Yeah.
You sent me a drawing. And you have another minute in which I'm pretty excited about. You're doing a Wayne's World minute, and I did your.
I'm doing Speed Movie minute.
Speed Movie minute. Let me see if I can pull that
The
up.
90s classic Speed. I think I sent you like a little 30-second like screen cap from my phone.
Is that out now or is it about to come out?
It's gonna come out in September. We're recording now. My buddy Roger and I. He and his wife Marcy were doing Roadhouse minute, and with Patrick Swayze, and they had me on, and during like the end fight scene, and then someone backed out, and he contacted me. He goes, "Hey, you were such a fun, like, come back on." I go, "Yeah, no problem," because he had listened to A Christmas Story Minute, which was my podcast from September to Christmas time, which you were on. And I listened to all of those minutes before we talked today.
Oh.
And you had all of the facts about like all the signs in the background and how this was this and this is that. And it's so look it up wherever you get your podcast, A Christmas Story Minute. And it's amazing. I will be doing Wayne's World. I wanted to release it February 14th, which is the day that it was released, but I kind of missed out on it. So I'm going to wait until this February 14th, coming up like a couple of, 5-6 months, whatever it is. But until then, I'm going to be doing Speed Movie Minute. And right when that wraps up, basically is when Wayne's World will start. But Speed Movie Minute, Roger had me on, and like I did 2 weeks with him and his wife, Marcy, and he just posted in like the Movie by Minutes, group page or whatever. He's like, I'm thinking about doing Speed. And I was like, dude, I'll fucking totally do this movie. I love this movie. And we started DMing, and he was like, let's do it. And now we're doing it. We've recorded like the trailer and the first week's worth of minutes and all that sort of stuff. So there's, right now I changed it to Movie by Minutes with Bentley Michaels. So I've got the little Wayne's World trailer minute, but everything else is just a Christmas Story. Before that, I've got the little Wayne's World trailer. I've got half of honestly, at this point, I have half of that movie already recorded. I just need to do the other half, but like, that'll be good, in 6 months from now. Like, I'll get everybody else recorded while I'm doing Speed, and then I'll just upload it all to Anchor, and it'll just come out every single week. But
let's play this. Let's play the 30 seconds of this
Speed Movie Minute.
Yeah, I'm
very excited.
Let's go.
Welcome to Speed Movie Minute, the podcast where we break down the 90s action classic Speed 1 minute at a time.
And where we always stay above 50.
I'll be your SWAT officer, Roger Wistar.
And I'm Wildcat behind the wheel, Bentley Michaels.
All right, here we go, Bentley. This is minute 1 of Speed. This minute starts with the 20th Century Fox logo, and it ends with the 30-second floor.
Mm-hmm.
What's the 30-second floor? What does he say?
well, the 32nd floor. So the whole like the first 3.5 to 4 minutes of Speed.
Oh, it's the elevator.
It's just an elevator, but it's an 80-foot miniature in which that was on its side, and then the camera was put so it looks like it's going down, but it's an 80-foot miniature of an elevator shaft.
Oh my
And so it's just, we started just doing it from like, we start at like floor 52 and we end at floor 30, 31 or whatever the fuck it was. You know what I mean?
What that's insane. Like they build a miniature. I'm wondering why they didn't just go and film.
It was 1992, 93, because this movie came out in 94. So like you got to think about it like this. The first big CGI, like full CGI shot was the T-Rex in Jurassic Park in like 93, I think. So like where the T-Rex was chasing him in the mirror, I think was like a full CGI shot. So when you watch Speed, it's all miniatures. There's so many shots of the bus where there's miniatures, like when they jump over the freeway thing, it's a miniature. Like everything is miniatures. Like it was still very practical fucking filmmaking. And so like, yeah, like it wasn't a CGI thing yet. Like Jurassic Park was like the first thing in that, you know, to like really make it happen as far as like, here's what could possibly be done. A T-Rex chasing after a car.
Which that movie still holds up pretty well.
Dude, Jurassic Park is the fucking dude. That new one fucking sucks donkey balls.
Does it? I like the other two with Pratt.
The first one was great with Pratt. The first one, these last two suck donkey balls. But like
that sucks.
That first Jurassic Park, dude. Yes, Jeff Goldblum here. Oh dear God. Yes. We speak English. Oh, we're going to find a way. Yes. Yeah, I like. I mean, he's always good in the movies or whatever, but like, yeah, that first Jurassic Park holds up. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about the Wayne's World minute too, because it's been a long time since I've seen Wayne's World, and I'm the type of guy who does like to go in. What?
You're going to be on it.
Yeah, and I'm going to be, by the way, I'm going to be a part of it. It's going to be a good time. I really like doing these types of things because I like breakdown videos. I'm a fan. Like if I'm really into a show, I'll go on YouTube right after the show airs and like watch like 10 of those fucking breakdown videos, Easter eggs and shit. So like that stuff really, I love that stuff. So it's really fun to do those sorts of things where, you know, where I'm going to look into what actually went on and try to find like bits of trivia and things about that goes with it, which to me is just very fun. So like I'm excited to do that. And when's the last time you watched Wayne's World?
About 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So you're prepping. Oh, you said you got about half of it recorded already?
I've got half of it recorded, but I mean, I started that back in like January, like right when I finished A Christmas Story, I started recording it. But like, I'm very obsessive about things. Like I have a weird obsessive thing. And so it's like I watch Back to the Future twice a month because I have to. Wayne's World, I probably watch once every other month. Like, yeah, I'm just weirdly obsessive about stuff. And but like, yeah, like your minutes on a Christmas Story minute are fantastic. And like you bring a lot of facts. Like I remember you talking about like the signs like behind and like the years that they came out and like different things that you found like for the cars and like all sorts of different stuff where I was like, oh man, this is great, because like he's taking this way more seriously than I am, and I take it pretty seriously. Like I did a lot of research and I watched a lot of business, and like you 100% like let's see, I think your first episode is episode 37, Emo Poppins, and Dakota Ring pal Mikey P shows up, and we talk about the A+++ with Ralphie blowing kisses
and like, all that sort of stuff. That's where we start. But like, yeah, we go into like where he buys the Christmas tree, and I think we end with like the fudge thing or something like that. Like we're right in that area. But yeah, you had such great insights, and like you did so much like research that I didn't even know, like, and I did a lot, and like you had a lot of stuff where like this car was this and these signs in the background were this, and you can tell when this, and I was like, wow, I'm so happy I had him on. So I can't wait to have you on Wayne's World.
Oh, dude, that shit just gets my job. I used to do like breakdown because I used to do breakdown videos with a couple of bandmates of mine. Like we did Game of Thrones, like the finale. We did Boys season 2. We've done about 3 or 4 of them, and I stopped doing them.
The Boys rips.
So you're up on the Boys? You're up to date on that?
100%.
Dude, that show is so fucking good. Like I love everything about it. I love that, like, if superheroes did exist, this is the type of people they would be, or these are the type of beings they would be, just like these self-absorbed, like godlike characters, because they are, they're God amongst men, and they would just be so self-absorbed and just concerned and about the self-image and shit. I absolutely love it. What'd you think of it? What'd you think of this sort of the season finale? And spoilers, friends.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome. Like I really enjoyed how it all came together, and I'm excited to see the cottage cheese brain of Butcher in the next season because the Compound V. And also, I thought it was great how they did the Homelander with his son, and then Homelander fried that fucking Starlight guy's fucking brain, and everyone was just like, "Fuck yeah, Homelander!"
Right? That was the best. Everybody.
And it wasn't that the guy like that was like looked at, and they kept like that was the dude's the stepdad, right?
The stepdad for Mother's Milk's daughter.
Yeah, the black dude's like
yeah.
So like,
and he was just like,
because he had taken her to a rally a couple episodes before, and then, so like that's what I thought. I was like, I think that's the guy. After he fucking decked his ass, and he went fucking Goodfellas on his ass. Like, from the day I could remember, I wanted to be a superhero. I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face. But like, yeah, like I was like, I think, and he was like, fuck yeah, Homelander. Like after he blew up like that Starlight. The creepiest thing is when it pushes in on the kid, and he's like, yeah.
He like knows now that
like, oh, I'm in another great superhero series. I'm invincible. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like he's a spoiled little brat. He's Donald Trump's kid.
Yes.
He's fucking, whatever. Like, I mean, I use Donald Trump as like an easy example, but like he's barren. Like, what's that kid ever gonna like? What problems is that kid ever gonna actually have?
Right.
I mean, I'm sure he'll go through trials and tribulations, whatever, within his life set of like where he is. But like, as an actual human being, of like, man, I can't pay my bills this month, or like, I should get a job to like blah blah blah, or like this person's gonna fire me if I don't, like, he'll never have to. And like, there's no fucking, what's his name, Ryan, I think.
Yep,
or something.
Ryan. Yeah.
There's no fucking way, because he'll just like start glowing. I was like, okay, no, you can have Friday off. It's all good.
Right.
It's all good.
Yeah, you got it, buddy. You got it.
Yeah, it's all cool, man. Just it's all good.
But
like, and I rewatched Invincible, recently as well. Like,
what's Invincible?
Invincible? Oh man, it's on Amazon. It's another comic book series, but it's animated, and it's like J.K. Simmons is like, he's like a Superman character. I can't remember the actor's name, but it's the Asian guy from The Walking Dead.
Glenn.
Yes.
That's not his real name,
actor,
but
and I'm so sorry that but I don't remember his name, but Glenn, he is the voice of his son, and they're like, he's waiting to get superpowers. They do all this thing, it's like a kind of a coming age story. Like, it's an awesome animated series, and it's an even better comic book. It's super violent, just like the book, like super bloody.
But if you haven't watched Invincible on Amazon Prime, dude, fucking do it. It's so good. If you like The Boys, you will fucking like Invincible. It's so good.
That's all I need is another fucking time killer.
They're only a half hour, so it's all good. But like watching both of those things, I was like, man, because like I've been writing this superhero series for like an audio podcast, like where I mean obviously it's an audio because it's a podcast, but like an audio drama where it's a scripted audio drama where it's like it's not just you and me sitting here bullshitting.
Right.
It's this superhero thing. It's called superhero satire, and it I came up with this idea, and then I saw both of these things, and I was kind of like, fuck. It's kind of like a lot of that stuff, but my idea is that so like if you have a professional basketball team or a professional baseball team or whatever it is, you have these superstars. So that is your Justice League. If you have the NBA team, you have the 96 Bulls with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and like, you know, whatever, or you have, you know, the whatever year Yankees or whatever it is. That's your Justice League in the cities. But it's also a reality show. But also you can pick the era in which you're in. So like depending on the city, they could be in like Adam West 1966 Batman sort of era, or they could be this city is in Christopher Nolan Dark Knight era, or this city is in, you know, Tim Burton, you know, or whatever comic book, you know, for visual effects, you know. So each city has its own thing, you know, just like everybody has their pro sports team and they have their own Justice League, and it's a reality show, and it's actually happening. Like it's actual threats, it's actual stuff, it's actual villainy, it's, you know, but it's also a reality show. And so our city is called National Capital City, and it's sort of the Adam West meets 80s, a little bit of Tim Burton with a couple of the characters, but it's more sort of campy. So it's kind of like that surf rocky kind of and Captain Handsome, which is the superhero, you know, the Superman, and Gorgeous Gal, which is the Wonder Woman. You know, the first episode is all about like them, you know, they're kind of just basically trying to like hold the peace. They're trying to keep the things going. They're showing up to like charity things. Captain Handsome is sad. You don't know why. You find, and then the commissioner pulls them all together. So you got Captain Handsome. You've got Shadow Savior, which is Batman. You've got gosh, I have all these names, I forget what they are, but like they have this meeting, and then they bring in Kid Courageous. And Kid Courageous originally was Captain Handsome and Gorgeous Gal's son, who died when he was like 10 years old, kind of like the Batman Robin thing, like where, you know, where Robin died, you know, because of the Joker. He died when he was like 10 years old. And so they bring in this kid who's like 25, who basically has the exact same powers as like the amalgamation of Captain Handsome and Gorgeous Gal. And the commissioner's like, so we're rebooting Kid Courageous. And Captain Handsome is like, fuck you. Gorgeous Gal is like, this is bullshit. It's so nice to meet you. Like she handles it with a little bit more class.
Yeah.
You know, and Kid Courageous is like, what am I gonna do? And so then it's kind of like I've got these rad scenes like where like Captain Handsome and this new Kid Courageous are talking, where Kid Courageous is like, hey man, I grew up like all I wanted to do was be you. Like I read your autobiography, and like, and I read how you learned how to deal with your powers and how you taught your son how to do it. Like I looked up to him. He's like, fuck you, you'll never be my son. You know, like all this shit, like all this cool. And so it's going to be like a 10-part series with music, sound effects, all sorts of stuff, like reality shows, superheroes, like all this cool stuff. And I've been working on it. But like when I see Invincible and I see The Boys, I'm like, fuck, man. I'm playing in the exact same playground. But also I think my shit's different enough where I'm like, who fucking cares? Because also at this point, like, who gives a shit? Who fucking cares? Like,
whatever song you write is going to sound like somebody else's song. Who fucking cares? Write your song, write the thing that you want to write, fucking put it out there, and just let people, either they're going to be like chirping, going like, this is bullshit, or you're going to find the people that like it. And just keep doing the thing that you like, and enough, hopefully enough people will like it, and it'll get rid of all the people that fucking don't like it. Because the people that don't like it can fucking fuck off. Like, who gives a shit? Like, fuck them. Fuck people that don't like your shit. Fuck people. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, it's like, I'm just writing shit. I'm just like goofing around. I'm just doing, I'm like, I'm at that point now, and I'm like, man, just do the shit that you want to do. Release the shit that you want to release. Do the shit that you like. As long as it makes you happy and you're not hurting anyone. And I have tons of amazing like improvisers and voice actors and people that I know personally. They're just coming to my house and recording into a microphone with shit that I wrote, and they're fucking ripping, and we're having a good time, and we're like making jokes and shit. And I get to like edit that all that shit together. That's the best shit in the world. And also it's free. So if you don't like it, fuck off. Don't listen to it, because it's free. I spent hundreds of hours for you to have something for free. And if you don't like it, go find something else that's fucking free.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so like, superhero satire, working on that. And then also obviously Speed Movie Minute. And then I'm also working on some music. Dude, I came up with this fucking bluesy fucking lick. Did I send that audio to you, or did I just... No, I don't think I
don't
did.
think you did, no.
Oh, man.
Just playing on guitar.
Do you have shit? Like, ask me questions if you have stuff.
Oh, I was getting ready to wrap up.
Oh, man.
I'm hungry and I got pee. So I was... He's...
bummer.
Oh, man. It's been 2 hours, Bentley.
Well, I thought we were going to keep going. I thought we had more time.
Oh, we got a little bit more time. What was the blues? Do you have the blues riff on the guitar? Let's hear it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize.
See, what is it? It's like, there it is. Anyway, I wrote that last night. I wrote that last night because I was like, I gotta have some new music to show old Mikey.
Yeah, I need something. You gotta hand it down. Bentley Michaels, I really appreciate you coming back on the show. I appreciate everything that you contribute to the stream, to the podcast, and I appreciate you as a friend and a pal and somebody who who murders everything he does. So I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. And if you guys want to catch more, there's some links in the show notes, or you can find them here in the chat if you're here in the live stream. And go and click around. Make sure you go support our pal Bentley here and do that shit. Make it happen. Bentley Michaels, thank you so much, my friend.
I love you, my friend. Thank you very much for having me back on, and I
course.
hope we can do it again soon.
We
because
will.
I think it was like 7 or 8 months in between the last time, so I hope we get to hang out sooner.
We'll close the gap here better. It's been a crazy crazy 7 months. So everybody give a round of applause to Bentley Michaels. All right, buddy, I'll talk to you soon.